Okay, so hey, what's going on, guys? James here, bringing you another quick little video. I'll probably tack this on to something, maybe like the Extreme Rules predictions at the beginning. I don't know, but I'm watching Fight for the Fallen right now, and there was a match that BR Live or Bleacher Report didn't have on their website when I was going through the matches and the predictions, and that is a women's tag match. And I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna go with the team of Britt Baker uh, and Rio. Rio and Britt Baker. I'm going with their team, so I just figured I'd say that now. Okay, so guys, Fight for the Fallen just ended. It was almost a 4.5 hour show, including the pre show. But I'm not complaining about length because if I did, I would be nothing but a hypocrite because I've watched plenty of pay per views, long pay per views. I've never complained about the length, including pay per views made in WWE games that are super long. Again, never complained about the length. In fact, a little sneak peek here with the Extreme Rules pay per view and myself and Tyson's 2K19 Cup Universe, that our first pay per view. It's a little update. It is completely done. It's fully edited. All we need to do is commentary. Just Tyson and I can't do that because we're not even in the same city right now. But yeah, but that little sneak peek there, the show is actually 3 hours long. It's super long, but we put so much time and effort and love and passion into this show. We really hope you go to enjoy it. And hopefully you're not bothered by my awful camera work. I'm holding a phone right now, sorry. But either way, this is the point. So Fight for the Fallen just ended, and I just want to say I ended up going 2-7. Not a good show for me at all in terms of predicting. Uh, it was awful for me. I got the first match, and then I got the Kenny Shima match, and that was it. But either way, so I am not the TGC Wrestling Prediction Champion. I don't get that replica title. Again, don't have a good name for it. But we'll see how I do with Extreme Rules, and I'll see if I can still talk Tyson into getting in on the Extreme Rules predictions. So we'll see. But anyway, I don't know when this will come out. Probably tomorrow. I might do like a small little, like very minor review of the show, just kind of going over everything. But until then, see ya. Okay, hey, what's going on, guys? James here, bringing you another YouTube video. And this one is, it's gonna. What's the way I want to describe it? It should be just a small, very minor review, sort of AEW's Fight for the Fallen, which happened last night on July 13th. Now, I sat down, I watched the whole show. I actually really enjoyed it, and there were definitely some things I want to take away from it. I can say safely, I did not become the predictions champion and win that replica Intercontinental title. I went 2-7 as there was an extra match that Bleacher Report did not have on their listing. I went and made the quick 30-second video just saying what my prediction was. And yeah, I did not predict Fight for the Fallen very well at all. Sitting at 2-7. Now the first match, I can say, as I got it pulled up here, I kept track of everything. It was Sunny Kiss versus Peter Avalon. And I said Sunny Kiss would pick up a win, and I was correct. Then we had Rio and Britt Baker against B. Priestley, and I can't remember the fourth woman's name. You know what? Actually, I have the thing bookmarked. Oh, but it's not going to be on the thing because it wasn't advertised on this site. Crap. Well, that blows. Okay, I know her first name. I'll say that. The first name was Shoko. I just can't remember her last name. But I predicted Rio and Britt Baker, and I was completely wrong. So yeah, there was that. So that was the one-on-one moment. And then they kicked off the actual pay-per-view, Fight for the Fallen, with Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc against Sammy G, Sammy Guevara, MJF, and Shawn Spears. And I said Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc in my predictions, and that was wrong, as Shawn Spears ended up. I missed right at the end, but I know he came in and actually hit a Death Valley driver for the win. So Shawn Spears actually picked up the win in that match. I believe he tagged himself in. Something like that. But that was the case there. Then our next match that they showed was Allie versus Brandy. And I predicted Allie was going to win. But before the match even started, Awesome Kong showed up as the special enforcer. And Brandy ended up winning. So I was 1-3 at that point. Then I said Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy would beat the Dark Order and Angelico and Jack Evans, and I was wrong on that as well, as the Dark Order picked up a win, pinning Jungle Boy, which that was really shocking, actually. And then I predicted Kip Sabian would actually beat Hangman Adam Page, this is the one time it was like, I knew Adam Page would win. But I was like, well, you know what? Something they could do is they could have Kip Sabian win and then start to cast doubts in people's minds that, hey, Hangman might not win at All Out. Because, again, I still fully believe Jericho will be the first AEW World Champion. Just because, again, from a marketing standpoint, it makes perfect sense. But, yeah, I went that route knowing that it was a dumb move and that they'd give Hangman the win. And Hangman got the win. Though Kip looked very, very good in the match. I commend him for making Kip look as strong as the match. Yeah, I commend that. He looked very, very good. But he did lose, and I went 1-5. And the next match was another one I knew from predicting wise. It was a very stupid mistake. I predicted SoCal Uncensored, SCU. The match was Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky with Daniels in the corner against the Lucha Bros. I knew that was dumb. I should have picked the Lucha Bros, but I picked SCU just because I always really liked Frankie Kazarian. I like Daniels. I don't know too much about Scorpio Sky, but he seemed cool as well. So I was like, yeah, no, I was wrong. I knew that was dumb, and I went 1-6. But then my second win was Kenny Omega versus Shima, and Kenny. It was a very, very good match, and definitely the best match on the show. I'll give them that. If you want terms of wrestling ability, that should have been the main event, but I see why they had the Brotherhood, which I remember during the show. It's because they said it. It's oh, that's what WWE called him actually, was the Brotherhood. I forgot about that. So they're still going by the Brotherhood, Cody and Dustin, so that's cool. And the Young Bucks. It made sense why they did that, but that's neither here nor there right now. But yeah, I picked SCU. Oh no, I picked Kenny. My brain is screwed up. It really is. But I picked Kenny, and that was a smart decision. Kenny ended up winning, hitting the One Wing Angel. And then, of course, the final match was Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks actually won, pinning Cody with a Meltzer driver. And that was shocking. Actually, I was surprised to see Cody take the pin. I predicted the Brotherhood would win, so that was another loss for me, and that was 2-7. So that means the only shot I have at being the predictions champion here on TGC is Extreme Rules right now. So later tonight, Extreme Rules. But we'll see. We will see. But here's what I'll say. Again, I really enjoyed the show. Those were my predictions and the people who won. Again, I really enjoyed the show. Now, there are some things to absolutely take away from the show. The commentary is not very good. It's not. It's for one, on the main show, so 7 of the 9 matches, of course, JR was brought in, and JR just does not have it anymore. I'm going to straight up say JR just does not have it anymore, which sucks to say, but it's true. And that's not to say that he can't have any good moments on commentary anymore, but it just seems like he doesn't care anymore. That's the thing. And then there's Alex Marvez guy, I don't know who he is, but apparently he's some football radio show host. It's I have no clue, but some moves, in the very first match, the thing that immediately bothered me in the very first match, he was incorrectly calling forearm strikes, saying it was the elbow. I was what? How is that an elbow? How is that an elbow? Like, Sonny Kiss was clearly hitting Peter Avalon with his forearm, dude. Like, what? Come on, dude. That was straight forearm all the way. And, like, there were some other moves that got miscorrectly called and stuff like that. And the only reason I can say this is because I do my own commentary. And, no, let's say this. I know some moves genuinely have multiple names, and that's fine. Like, for example, a Sunset Flip Powerbomb. I prefer to call that the Code Red just because I think the Code Red is a better name than, like, the Yoshi Tonic. But that's just, like, you can call it either thing, or you can call it just what it's actually called, Sunset Flip Powerbomb. But I just think Code Red is the better name of Sunset Flip Powerbomb just because that's really long, and then Yoshi Tonic, it's like, I mean, maybe if Yoshi Tatsu's in a match, I'll call it Yoshi Tonic, but that's what I think. And again, not all the commentary was bad, but on a whole, the commentary just wasn't great. They definitely can find some better commentators, and they'll need to once, like, they actually go through and start putting AEW on TV, on TNT in October. So that's a thing as well. But I don't know. But I will say, like, the in-ring action from top to bottom was good. They didn't do anything, like, overly complicated with the librarian gimmick. There wasn't much to hate on it. And that was great. I mean, we got to see Chris Jericho show up, attack Hangman Page, and cut, from what I've heard, actually a completely unscripted promo. He did, like, an interview after Fight for the Fallen. I haven't watched it. But in the title, someone recorded it and said that it was completely unscripted, so that's cool. And yeah. I mean, I really don't know if there's much else to say. I mean, clearly I need to brush up more on AEW because my predicting was not great. I mean, some matches I knew I picked the wrong thing immediately, but stuff like, I genuinely thought, like, Jimmy Havoc, Joey Janela, and Darby Allin would pick up a win because, like, you know what? Now that I'm saying that, if they would have done that, that would have been the most WWE booking thing ever. Is like to have, like, oh, we know Shawn Spears and MJF don't like each other. You know, MJF's friends with Cody, so Shawn Spears coming in and laying him out with unprotected headshot. I mean, that would make sense for there to be tension and then to screw each other out of a win and giving Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela a win. Like, now that I'm thinking that, it's like, that is the most WWE booking. That's the most WWE booking thing you could do. So knowing, again, that AEW wants to be an alternative, not competition, yeah, it makes sense. But they did do another thing that is probably the most WWE booking thing ever, and that was Chris Jericho's attack on Hangman Page. Like, come on. You can't deny it. It was the most WWE booking thing ever. I mean, come on. I mean, Hangman Page has this, like, pretty lengthy match. So Kip Sabian looks really good in it. You know, Hangman still looked good. You know, he managed to pick up this win just for the big heel Chris Jericho to come out and attack him, lay him out, leave him with a pool of his own blood. Well, not a pool of his own blood, but he was bleeding. It's like, come on, that's WWE, come on. Like, the attack after a big win. Like, come on. But sometimes, you know, you do have to throw creativity out the window because not everything that's predictable is bad. Remember that. Just because something is predictable does not mean it's... Just because something is predictable does not mean you shouldn't do it. For example, Ty Dillinger being in the Royal Rumble at number 10. That makes perfect sense because he's the perfect 10. Even as Shawn Spears, he's still the perfect 10. He's so over, the whole, like, 10 gimmick is so over that, or 10, if I can get my hands in frame, but that's so over that makes sense to put him at number 10, and the crowd goes nuts. That makes perfect sense, and that was so super predictable. But we got it. So yeah, not everything predictable is bad. But pretty much the only takeaway I really had from it, like the one negative, besides the production value needs to improve, it absolutely needs to improve. Like, if you're watching on BR Live, just one point out of nowhere, like, captions came on for everyone, even if they were off. And it wasn't even like captions, as sometimes it was just like a bunch of like random letters in like caption, like it had like the black like background for captions. I don't know what that was, but production needs to improve. Absolutely. But other than that, it was like the commentary. They need to get better. They need to have someone like get better at doing wrestling commentary, get just better commentators, period. They need to work on that. But other than that, there's not much else to say. I mean, I told you who I predicted, who actually won. And again, the only takeaway I had from it, the only negative, was really the commentary. I mean, I know JR is a huge name, but I don't think they should keep JR. I don't think when the TV show rolls around that they should keep JR commentating. I absolutely don't. But, yeah. Other than that, I definitely say, like, one of the best matches on the show was Kenny and Shima. But all the action was good. And there were some great moments. We saw a Death Valley Driver in almost every match, by the way, which is insane. But like I said, all the action was good. They're setting up stuff for All Out August 31st in Chicago. And again, it was just a solid night of wrestling. And I give them credit because it was an enjoyable show. But I'm not going to say too much more. This is already almost 14 and a half minutes. Definitely longer if I tack on the other videos that I have recorded. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share up on social media, do all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll be able to get this predictions championship at some point. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.